Once upon a time, in a snug little pig village, there lived Mama and Papa Pig along with their trio of piglets. First, there was Percy, the laziest piglet you could ever imagine. Then, we had Penelope, who, while not as lazy as Percy, still had her moments of idleness. Loving her naps was none other than Priscilla, the most diligent piglet you could ever find. On a bright, sunny morning, Mama Pig decided to pack up small knapsacks for each of them, filled with acorns and berries. "Now, my dear little oinkers," she said, wiping a tear from her eye, "it's time for... I encourage you to venture out into the world and construct your own homes." Papa Pig enveloped them in a warm, heartfelt piggy hug, adding a snort of encouragement. Percy, in the midst of a yawn so grand it could compete with a hippo's, barely managed to pass through the village gate when he noticed a field of golden hay. "Perfect," he squealed. In no time at all, he had thrown up a makeshift house of hay, so fragile that a mere sneeze might topple it. Exhausted, he quickly lay down for a nap, drifting into dreams of mud puddles and endless snacks. "Building a house, it's tough work," he murmured. "I deserve a little beauty rest." Penelope, though not quite as lazy as Percy, wasn't exactly a beacon of diligence either. As she wandered a bit farther, she stumbled upon a stack of wooden planks left by some beavers. "Perfect," she mused. "No sawing needed." Quickly, she pieced together a wooden house, sturdier than Percy's, yet still a tad. "Wobbly, but it'll do," she sighed, before sitting down for a cup of tea and a chat with Beatrix the Badger about the latest forest gossip. Unlike her siblings, Priscilla was determined, marching forward with a resolve to build a house that could withstand anything. She wandered through the forest, exchanging words with Barry the Bear about the finest places to find robust stones. She explored them all. Even sought advice from Professor Owl on the essentials of constructing a solid home. At last, she discovered the ideal location, a sunlit clearing beside a babbling brook. With determination, she collected sturdy stones, mixed a resilient mortar, and meticulously constructed her house, brick by brick. Priscilla had built a sturdy brick house, its chimneys stretching towards the heavens. Though it took her days, she never uttered a word of complaint, knowing her home would stand strong and secure. Meanwhile, one evening, Percy lay snoring in his hay house, already beginning to show signs of wear. Suddenly, he heard a faint, whimpering noise. Curiosity piqued, he peeked outside and saw a tiny, trembling wolf pup, alone and lost in the vast wilderness. "Oh, you poor little thing," Percy exclaimed, his heart unexpectedly softening. With gentle hands, he gathered up the small creature and carried him indoors. "Don't you worry," he assured the pup, "I'll take care of you." The following day, the sky darkened to a somber gray as a fierce storm began to rage, the wind howling with intensity. The wind howled like a ravenous wolf, huffing and puffing, while the rain fiercely lashed against Percy's hay house. Before long, the hay was drenched and the structure started to give way. Clutching the tiny wolf cub, Percy dashed away as swiftly as his little trotters would allow, to Penelope's wooden house. Penelope, peacefully sipping her tea, was taken aback. Penelope arrived to find her brother and the little wolf in a flurry of activity. "What's causing all this chaos?" she inquired. Percy recounted the tale of the fierce storm and its havoc on his home. Although slightly annoyed that her tea time had been disturbed, Penelope graciously welcomed them inside. They gathered closely, seeking shelter from the rain. Yet outside, the storm intensified. The wind howled fiercely, shaking the wooden walls. Suddenly, with a thunderous crack, a massive branch crashed onto the roof, leaving a gaping hole. Penelope's house was no match for the storm's wrath. So, without hesitation, Percy, Penelope, and the trembling little wolf cub dashed through the raging wind and pouring rain to reach Priscilla's solid brick home. Priscilla had been snugly enjoying a cozy. The evening by the fire embraced them with open arms and a steaming cup of cocoa. Come in," she invited warmly. You're safe here." Throughout the night, they stayed in Priscilla's cozy home, warm and dry, as the storm howled outside. The little wolf cub, whom they had named Willie, nestled by the fire, feeling secure and loved. The next morning, they were greeted by a bright sun peeking through the clouds. The storm had finally passed. As they sat down for breakfast, a deep, booming voice echoed from outside. Little pigs, let me come in," growled the wolf. Percy and Penelope shivered with fear. "It's the big bad wolf," they squealed. "No, no, no," they cried, holding their breath. "Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin," Priscilla exclaimed defiantly. The wolf, with a menacing growl, retorted, "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down." "No, no, no, mister Wolf," Priscilla insisted, her voice firm. "I won't let you in." Suddenly, Willie, the little wolf cub, sprang up and shouted, "Wait, that's my mom." And sure enough, a large figure loomed. A not-so-intimidating wolf stood just outside. Willie rushed over to her, and she gently nuzzled him. "Oh, my dear Willie," Wilma cried out, her voice brimming with relief. "I was so worried. I've been looking everywhere for you. The storm tore us apart, and I couldn't find you anywhere. I was terrified, imagining the worst," Willie confessed, snuggling closer to Wilma's leg. "But these kind-hearted pigs sheltered me, keeping me safe and warm." Wilma turned to the pigs, her eyes overflowing with gratitude. "I'm truly sorry for alarming you," she said. "I was just so concerned about my pup, I didn't know what to do." Rephrased paragraph. "Thank you for looking after my little one," she expressed, her voice heavy with emotion. "I can't imagine what I would have done without your help." Priscilla replied with a warm smile. "It was truly no trouble at all." "Willie is such a delightful young wolf," Percy added. "Indeed, even if he did cause a bit of mischief." "Oh, what a mess I made in my hay house," Penelope laughed, while he relished the taste of my tea. Wilma chuckled and said, "Don't worry, we'll make it up to you. How about we plan a picnic tomorrow? I'll bring the finest berry pies in the entire forest." From that moment forward, the three little pigs and the wolf family became the best of friends. Through the journey with his friends, Percy realized the value of hard work. It truly pays off. Meanwhile, Penelope found happiness in lending a hand to those in need. Priscilla showed everyone that kindness coupled with strength is a powerful duo. And Willie, well, he enjoyed the best of both worlds, a caring mother and 3 new piggy pals. In the end, they all lived happily ever after. And there you have it, boys and girls, the tale of the 3 little pigs and the lost little wolf. Remember this lesson. Choosing the easy path might seem exciting at first, but it's hard work that truly pays off. Being lazy can land you in hot water, just like Percy found himself in Penelope's house during the storm. So, put in the effort, show kindness, and always strive to give your best.